Good morning and welcome to another fresh edition of Inside Nigeria, breakfast show on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Ugbebo, your host on the program. Today is Thursday, November 21, 2024. And on today's show, we are going to be looking at front headline stories of some select newspapers, including Leadership. As we normally do on the program, we will flag off with Leadership newspaper. Let's see what Leadership is leading with this Thursday. Leadership's leading story says we'll back Northern candidates in 2027. Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, will back Northern candidates in 2027. Says Nigeria under attack. Makes case for self-defense amid insecurity. Past Northern leaders fade woefully, Governor Sani. We have the picture of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, doing his inspection of roads in Buhari Area Council in Abuja yesterday. Beside that, Kano children seek improved security in schools. Bauchi governor approves 70,000 naira minimum wage. Niger gets 4,502 Hajj seats pegs fare at 8.4 million naira. Wike reaffirms commitment to infrastructure development in FCT. That goes with the picture on the cover of Leadership today as he inspected roads in Buhari Area Council yesterday. Towards the mindset of Leadership, Senate asked Tinubu to sack Danladi Umar as SCCT chairman. And on the business boss of Leadership, FCCPC alerts consumers to low-quality sugar in markets. And above the mindset of Leadership, Ayedatiwa, deputy, received certificates of return. 209 died in Jigawa tanker explosion report. The story continues on page 7 of Leadership newspaper. From that, we move to the page 3 of the paper where we have our stand. Today's stand is still on Ministry of Livestock Development. Ministry of Livestock Development is one of the new ministries the president created recently. Today's stand is on that ministry. And the editorial is saying that since the ministry has been created, even though it's too early, Nigerians expect major policy pronouncements by the minister. So far, none has come. Of course, you have to find out more on today's stand, still on Ministry of Livestock Development. From that, we move to the back page of the paper where we have been blunt with Muazu Elize. Muazu Elize is the GMD of Leadership newspaper, and today's bluntness is on awaiting a sanitized judiciary. And in quote, the NJC's decision to retire these judges retroactively and demand salary reforms is insufficient given the gravity of their offenses. Today's being blunt with Muazu Elize, awaiting a sanitized judiciary. And of course, with that, we bring to a close the review of front headline stories, back page, the editorial, and side stories of Leadership newspaper. For more, log on to www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move on to the next paper we have on our menu, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian says Naira plunge stalls federal government states capital projects, spikes calls by 75%. Naira plunge stalls federal government states capital projects, spikes calls by 75%. Underneath that, we have cement prices nearly triple. Iron rods hit record highs. MDAs, that is ministries, departments, agencies, struggle to adjust budgets amid exchange rate crisis. Projects face uncertainty as contractors demand reviews. These are illustrations beneath the headline story, the main headline story on today's Guardian. Naira plunge stalls federal government, states capital projects, spikes caused by 75%. Senate sacks CCT chairman Danladi Umar. Disclose actions threatening economic stability, reps declare. NNPC exporting 4.7 million barrels of new crude to Spain, US. Forex differential revenue accounts for 20% of 2.67 trillion naira FAC revenue. PDP backs Damagun as Labour Party mobilizes youth for 2027 showdown. $1 trillion economic drive critical to banishing poverty, says Hamzat. Bills on diaspora voting, mineral exploration funding scales second reading. MDCAN seeks review of consultants' retirement age to 70, unified salary scale. With that also, we conclude review of front headline stories today on The Guardian. For more, log on to the website of The Guardian newspapers, www.guardian.ng. From The Guardian, we move over to Daily Sun. Daily Sun still has something on business. It says federal government's economic policies lack human face, says ACF, that is Arewa Consultative Forum. Federal government's economic policies lack human face, says ACF. Forum chair indicts northern leaders, elite, defense Tinubu, demand strategy to address key challenges. Doctors advocate telemedicine as insecurity threatens healthcare delivery. Jigawa tanker explosion, 209 died, 68 hospitalized, according to the panel report. Federal government says local governments share 1.411 trillion naira in October. While federal government sacked Unizig's council, VC, registrar, pro-chancellor, University of Health Sciences, Otokpo leadership also. And towards the masthead of Daily Sun, we have Senate urges military to step up action against terror group Lakurawa. Criminal elements should be ready for consequences, acting COAS. Criminal elements should be ready for consequences, acting COAS. That is Chief of Army Staff. Alleged 400 million naira fraud, IGP gets cost nudge to arraign Senator Andy Uba, 2 others. For more of these headline stories and inside stories, log on to the website of Daily Sun, www.thesun.ng. From Daily Sun, we move over to the next paper on our menu today, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard says terrorists from Mali, Burkina Faso in northwest Niger State, Senate. Terrorists from Mali, Burkina Faso in northwest Niger State, Senate. Tax military on early warning mechanism. Defense headquarters confirms killing of 5 soldiers in Borno terrorist ambush. May the souls of the soldiers rest in peace. Troops neutralize 30 terrorists. Ayedatiwa deputy gets certificates of return is the picture on the cover of Vanguard newspaper. Congratulations to him and the deputy. Import license, Dangote's refinery suit incompetent, NNPCL tells court. Military alone can't end insurgency, NDA commandant. Epileptic power, reps demand 500 billion naira capital base for discos. Jigawa tanker explosion, 209 killed, 68 hospitalized, report. Russia-Ukraine war, Kyiv fires British Storm Shadow missiles into Russia. And in sports, AFCON 2025 qualifiers, ex-Libyan goalkeeper accuses Nigeria of sabotage. We move towards the masthead where we have NNPC unveils Utapate crude grade in global market. Eyes 80,000 barrels per day by 2025. NNPC unveils Utapate crude grade in global market. Eyes 80,000 barrels per day by 2025. 2027, North will be best served by Northerners. ACF is also the leading story on leadership today, when leadership says we'll back Northern candidates in 2027. And this says that in Vanguard, North will be best served by Northerners. PDP National Chairman, North Central split over consensus candidate. Senate sacks CCT Chairman Danladi Umar. And with that, we conclude review of front headline stories on Vanguard newspaper today. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard newspapers. Even as we move to the last paper we have on our menu, and that is the Punch. Punching story says today, Tinubu said to name envoys as ministry post consular officials. Tinubu said to name envoys as ministry post consular officials. Consular officials deployed to embassies in Spain, Malaysia, Brazil, others. Concerns raised over state of countries' missions abroad. We have the African Military Games, which was flagged up yesterday by Tinubu, President Bola Tinubu. We have the picture on the cover of the Punch newspaper. Beneath that, court orders police to employ 22,000 constabularies. Malpractices, WAEC bans 13 Kogi schools, blacklist 14 supervisors. Misconduct, NBA backs Senate over sacking of CCT chair. Beside the masthead of the Punch, disclose list conditions for 500 billion naira NASC recapitalization plan. Above the masthead of the Punch, bank chiefs lobby presidency over 1 trillion naira forex gain. Troops hunt terrorists behind Bono soldiers killing. Troops hunt terrorists behind Bono soldiers killing. PDP governors, NWC meet in Jos, brainstorm on next meeting. With that, we also bring to an end the review of front headline stories on Punch newspaper this Thursday, November 21, 2024. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, log on to the website of the Punch newspaper. And from that also we bring to an end today's Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show on Leadership Television. Unfortunately, we don't have a guest in the house today to throw more light on some of these headline stories. But hopefully tomorrow, look forward to having you on the fresh edition of the program. My name is Winifred Ugwebo. Thanks once again.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.